I am here with Jack Kiefer, the founder of babyage.com, and we are at the e-tail conference 2010 in Baltimore, Maryland, and I just wanted to talk a little bit with you about BabyAge and about some trends that you're seeing right now in the e-commerce marketplace. So if you can just start by saying a little bit about what BabyAge does.
Babyage.com is an infant and juvenile retailer. We specialize in baby gear and educational toys for infant and juveniles.
Great. So now what are you seeing as an e-commerce website? What are you seeing happening in the marketplace right now that maybe wasn't happening back when you founded BabyAge? How have things evolved?
There's just more modern interpretations of customer acquisition. So as retailers, it's incumbent upon us to find new and innovative ways to go after and capture new customers. I think one of the challenges you have now is you look at traditional acquisition tools like cost per click advertising, whether it's through Google, Yahoo MSN, or shopping comparison. Look at those markets and they're somewhat saturated and the costs continue to go up. I think what's incumbent upon us as retailers is to find new ways to engage with our potential customers on a one-to-one basis, and I think that lots of websites haven't done a really good job with all the technology and information we have at really engaging customers on a one-to-one.
So how do you think that engagement can happen or can improve? Do you mean like social media? Is that one of the examples, or are you talking about other things? Can you elaborate a little on that?
Sure. So it's really a hybrid approach. So if somebody coming to my site, if I know beforehand that they're a 2-weekend a year grandparent, I can really set up my site so that it's apropos with an appropriate point of view for them. Ways that you do that is through really understanding where your customers are coming from. So they're cutting edge technologies. There's a company, Really, who is a really cool data exchange built on kind of the New York Stock Exchange model, where they know 180 million people online. So in theory, I could know a little bit about somebody, not anything about their personal information, but more about what their buying behaviors are, what demographics that they fit into, and then I can make my site look the way they would expect it to. So this is a website that's focused on new grandparents, or this is a website that's focused on gift givers for new babies. And I think that we're on the precipice of seeing lots of new tools and lots of new innovation, because again, customer acquisition through normal cost per click and search, search is kind of yesterday's news, even though it's our mainstay budgeted items right now for spends. But we really, as e-commerce retailers, really need to look at where we're going and how we're going to continue to acquire customers.
So what's today's news and tomorrow's news then? If we're going to talk about things that are coming, up and coming, what are some of the trends? What channels are really kind of being implemented more by e-retailers?
Well, you can look at people like Lua, or you could look at people like Guildford, and you can see that their budgets really have zero spend in traditional media, and it's all word of mouth. So in the baby space, at BabyAge, we call it the word of mouth. And what we found is that there are, in every community, at least 1 or 2 moms who are kind of the go-to person when somebody gets pregnant. So you're 25, 27, 30 years old and you get pregnant for the first time, and you feel like a total idiot because you've got to read what's the right product, what's this, how does that go, and there's so much information. So what's nice for us is you've got these resources in the community, and it's incumbent upon us to give them the appropriate tools to represent the brands that we sell and to kind of come up with some sort of economic model where they can get a value out of it.
So what would you say are some of the biggest challenges facing e-retailers like yourself today, and how are you overcoming them? Do they have to do with technology? Are you finding that you wish there was more out there, that you can't keep up? Which way, how is that leading?
So there are 2 challenges. Technology is always an issue, but we've been fortunate that that's one of our strong suits. So we write all of our platforms within in-house. But from the standpoint of innovation, especially with some of the people that are displaying here and the big software companies in the market, if they can't sell it to a big e-commerce shop, then they're not going to be able to really launch a business model. So what you have is you have people buying nuggets of solutions. But I really think that with a hybrid approach and the right technology, that you can come up with good end-to-end solutions. So if we were to take 4 or 5 different software providers here and kind of mash it into one product, that really gives you a good end-to-end product. So for example, there are companies here who have product recommendation, like a My Buys or something like that. But that's just one component of what we need. Or we need integration with email marketing. And we also need that integrated with search and merchandising. So there was a company years ago called Mercado that got bought by Omniture. So they kind of took a part of the way there. So it's really, it's trying to understand where the marketplace is going, and coming up with marketing concepts that can really get down to the individual consumer and speak to them with a point of view, because we're the experts in the product. And we just don't do enough to really talk to customers individually.
Right, okay. Well, and what's next for Baby Age? Are you exploring something specifically that you want to talk about, or is there anything exciting that you have in the works that you can divulge?
Yeah, we're in the process of trying to construct a business model that would be a flattened multi-level marketing initiative, or super affiliate type of model, or giving moms or community leaders inside of Facebook ways to gain money by doing the research that they did.
Interesting. Well, I'd love to hear how that goes and check back in with you. And please do enjoy the rest of the conference, and I'd love to hear how it goes for you. And we'll be back with more later. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much.